more important than happiness.
Jai Gurudev everyone. I am Jyotiraditya Chakrabarti. I am from Maharshi Vidyalaya and I stand upon to speak against the promotion. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Speaker, ma'am. Today, I am going to speak against the motion. Myself, Madhushri Bhattacharjee, representing South Point High School.
Good morning, respected speaker, ma'am, respected father and sisters, respected judges, my dear friends, and the generous audience who have given me this opportunity to speak in front of you. I, Vansh Goswami of Kendra Vidyalaya Masinpur, will be speaking against the motion on the topic that is happiness is more important than success. Thank you.
A very warm good morning to reverend fathers and sisters, respected Speaker Madam, respected jury members and my fellow participants and the audience. The motion before the House is happiness is more important than success and I stand against it.
Good morning to all of our present here. I am Mitrajit Majumdar from Holy Cross High Secondary School and I will be speaking against the motion.
Good morning, everyone present here. I am Ridhima Vasundar from class 9, Catholic School, and I will be speaking against the motion. Thank you, participants. With the permission from the judges, I would like to introduce today's topic for debate, that is, happiness is more important than success. Happiness and success have both been the driving force for man since early civilizations. They have often been considered the parameters that determine the worth of man. I feel that today's topic is very relevant because even though happiness and success were synonymous in the past, with the advent of the recent developments in economic and happiness of indexes of the countries, it is quite apparent that there exists a disparity between the two. Well, explain very well how when a man is successful and when a man is quite evident how big the disparity is. We could cite that with the examples of how happiness index indicates Finland, Sweden and New Zealand to be one of the happiest countries in powers. However, the great economic powers, US, ranks only 16th in the happiness index and Japan ranks 55th and India, the 5th greatest economic power in the world right now, ranks 136th on the happiness index of the countries. Happiness affects our levels of success and success in turn affects our happiness levels. One may be financially successful and not be happy in their personal lives, whereas one's personal lives might be prosperous but they might not be as successful in the terms of their profession or economics. Also, we know that happiness is often indicated by intrinsic parameters, often set by a person's personal goals, whereas success is often measured by extrinsic parameters. With this, I would like to move on to the guidelines of the debate. The debate shall be opened by the affirmative team, that is the team that supports the resolution, who will be presenting their arguments followed by the members of the opposing team. For the second speaker in each team. Finally, each of the speakers will get an opportunity to rebut the arguments that the opponents have made for 2 minutes. The speakers are requested to speak slowly and clearly. A typical sentence for debate will have the suggested timelines as follows. The first speaker of the Treasury bench shall present the argument in support of the resolution for 5 minutes, which will be followed by the Speaker of the opposition bench, who will be leading the motion, who will be speaking again for 5 minutes. The teams are given 2 minutes to decide who the leaders of the Treasury bench and the opposition bench will be. The second speaker on the Treasury bench shall present further the arguments in favor of the resolution for 3 more minutes, which will be followed by an opportunity to rebut the arguments that are provided by the opponent bench. After that, the next speaker, that is the second speaker from the opposition bench, shall speak for 3 more minutes and will be given another 1 minute for the rebuttal by the treasury bench. Further, the ideas and conflicts that will be raised should be answered by the previous affirmative speaker within the 1 minute that is provided at the deliberation. There cannot be any interruptions. All the speakers should have to wait their turns. When the formal debate is finished, time will be allowed for debriefing and discussion, and members of the audience should also be given an opportunity to ask questions and to contribute their thoughts and opinions on the arguments presented. At the end of all the speakers from both the treasury and opposition bench have presented their deliberation, then the leaders of both the opponent bench shall be given 2 minutes to summarize the motion for the treasury bench and the opposition bench respectively. Now, if the judges give their approval, I shall open the debate for today. With the approval of the judges, I declare the session open for the debate. Happiness is more important than success. The first speaker from the treasurer's bench, that is the leader, can now take the podium. Now I request the leader of the treasury bench to introduce the motion for us. Timekeeper sir is please requested to set the timer for 5 minutes for the initial statements.
Once again, a very good morning to one and all present here. To begin my speech, I would like to quote the very eminent former US President Thomas Jefferson. Our greatest happiness does not depend on the conditions of life in which chance has placed us, but it is a result of good conscience, good health, occupation, and freedom in all just pursuits. So, before I begin speaking on the significance of being happy, let us first understand what happiness truly means. Most of us will say that happiness is how good we feel at a moment, but it is much more than just a passing mood. Happiness is not about denying negative feeling sad, anger or frustration sometimes is very common. This is something that provides us happiness for a very temporary period of time. As quoted by APJ Abdul Kalam, sometimes it's better to bunk classes and enjoy with friends. Because whenever he looks back, marks do not make him happy. You know what does? Memories do. So, generally people think that success and happiness go hand in hand and that success will bring them happiness. Yet, studies show the opposite to be true. It is found that people who are happier tend to earn more satisfying jobs and earn more money. According to a study by Robert Brents at the University of Illinois, it is proven that students who are happier by the age of 18 tend to earn more satisfying jobs and become financially stable by the age of 26. Also, college peers who are more cheerful from their beginning days tend to have higher incomes compared to their other college peers. Let us consider a situation in which a person is devoid of happiness and joyfulness. In such a case, the chances of developing conditions such as depression, anxiety, especially in the contemporary world, becomes really high. Depression can be defined as a state of mind in which a person finds it difficult to find the motivation or will to be productive the entire time. Anxiety can be defined as the state of mind where there is a persistent and constant fear of failure within us. So when we combine the two conditions together in such a scenario, we will find that in spite of having the constant fear of failure within us, we cannot bring ourselves to do anything about it. So it is proven that happiness is prerequisite to success. On the other hand, success plus fulfillment plus satisfaction brings us happiness, where the later two emotions can only come from within when the mind is happy and healthy. Therefore, I firmly stand on my grounds that happiness is way more superior and important than succeeding in life. To end my speech, I would like to state a quote by Ms. Lyubo Murphy, a pioneering positive psychologist. Happiness may not only be the consequence of success, but can also be the cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Shatarupa. For the opposition bench, we have leader Fidan Afridi from DPA Silchar, number 16, who will be now presenting her opening statement.
A very good morning to everyone once again. First thing I want to make clear that I'm not saying that success is more important than happiness. I just want to make that success is needed for happiness. When I say success, many people might think that success means amassing wealth and leading a hedonistic life. But that's not the true definition of happiness, of success. Well, success is something that can be like coming over your disabilities. Someone wants to be a singer, someone wants to be a dancer, someone wants to have a lot of money, and someone just wants to come over their disabilities. And they have different forms for theirs, up to try again, and she did it. She became the gold medalist and she played hard. So it says that success from person to person. Why I believe that success is needed for happiness. For example, if we take three friends, one is very lazy and play video games all day long and literally do nothing. And two of his friends work really hard and want to pay back what their parents did for them. They work really hard and after a few years you can see that the two friends are successful and the one who was doing literally nothing is not successful. He was saying previously that why do I need to work hard when I'm already happy? But was it the real happiness? Real happiness comes by hard work. And hard work, after doing hard work, success comes and success gives us happiness. So when he sees his friends, he was not happy anymore. Why? Because it was when he think that he was happy, that was not the real form of happiness. Because it was fake happiness. Success leads us to the real happiness and it's long term. And success is something very random. We can see, suppose I want to go to that bench and get the water bottle. So what I will do, I will go from here to there. So I need to work, right? So I will get the water bottle and now I have it. So it is a part of success too because I had it. I had to work for it. I succeeded it. So success is literally everywhere. When many people might ask me that poor people are happy and they are not successful but they are happy. But let me tell you something. Who are really happy? How can a person can be happy without food, without any education? They just accept themselves that no, we don't have any way and we have to be happy and in the place where we are actually. We can't go up. So this is the reason why we say that they are happy, but that's not the real form of happiness. Many people also ask me that you say that success is everything. Then why successful people are in depression? So let me clear this first. Successful people are in depression, but success varies, right? Every success is different. Suppose if we take Johnny Depp as an example, he is successful in his life, but recently he was in depression. Why? Because he was not successful in his family. He was not successful in his married life, but he was successful in his career. So success is different for him. That's why he was in depression. And I end my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, Fidan. Now I would like to request the next speaker from the Treasury bench, Dikshita Bhattacharjee of Holy Cross School, Silchar, to please present her arguments. From now on, 3 minutes will be provided to each speaker with 1 minute for rebuttal.
Good morning. Respected Speaker Madam, I want to start my debate by asking my learned opposition a very simple question. Have you seen the sparkling eyes of Saint Mother Teresa? Why is it so sparkling? Because of happiness or success? The answer is obvious, that Saint Mother Teresa had a happy soul because she happily devoted herself for others without any expectations. Happiness is peace, self-contentment, and above all, selflessly serving for others. It does not depend on success, what the society says and who's who. It only depends upon what the soul speaks and body and mind follows. On the other hand, success is just like a runner running in a race course, and the dilemma here is that it has no finishing line. Like in a student's life, a student aims to get 90%. 100%. He succeeds and the next time he aims to get 95%. So his aspiration for success rises higher day by day. In this process, he unconsciously becomes a part of this race, which makes him lose his childhood and sometimes affects his health. Respected Speaker Madam, success depends on destiny. I repeat, success depends on destiny. I want to question my learned proposition that who can guarantee that even after working hard day and night, one can become as successful as Bill Gates or Shah Rukh Khan. Next, who can guarantee that a successful person always leads a happy life? Like the very successful actress Nitika Padukone, who herself confessed that she undergoes cycles of depression. Success is many a times temporary. One will lose it any time, like the life of the big bull of India, stockbroker Harshad Mehta. And happy person never leads a depressed life because one has total control over one's happiness. A happy person with a minimum bank balance can lead a more satisfactory life than a successful millionaire because happiness does not depend on fame, nor financial or social status. It only depends upon our mind. Lastly, I end with a small incident of epic Mahabharata when Yudhishthira answered the meaning of real happiness. He said, a person with a debt-free life, having 2 square meals a day and knowledge is a happy person. Life is short, and so let's embrace happiness, which brings out the true version of everyone. Why to linger after success, which is so unpredictable and many a times temporary? I rest the judgment on the intelligent audience. Happy, and it's your turn.
Your rebuttal time starts now.
Since I'm in the first time in Don Bosco school, I don't want to counter the opposition, but I'm bound to do so. The first point that they have put up, that success is needed for happiness. Have you seen the controversial life of the very successful pop star Michael Jackson? After having cars, houses, millions, he led a controversial life. He himself confessed it in an opera interview. Next, the opposition side said about an athlete who, in spite of having spine tumor, succeeded. And when one believes in oneself, success can only come. Believe in oneself is about all the positive attitude. And positive attitude can only come when a person has a happy mind. Now, the third point that they have raised is real happiness. Thank you.
Please wait 1 second. The 1 minute that is for rebuttal will be used by the opposition to question the speaker. Not the speaker will not be questioning the opponent at that time. I would like to request the authority to please grant a mic to the opposition bench. They will be the ones who will be putting forward the rebuttal questions. So please set a timer for 1 minute.
As you gave an example of Bhagavad Gita, the epic Mahabharata, it's not said by Yudhishthira. The actual line from chapter 2, verse number 47 is Karmanya Vadike Raste Na Phaleshu Kadachana Ma Karmaval Hetu Bhumate Sangoshta Karmani. It means we need to perform our duty without looking at the prizes. We are ought to perform our duties. When we perform our duties, we have to achieve success because hard work and sacrifice is the other name of success. As she said, depression and anxiety. The people being unreasonable is not the answer for situations of life. Extreme line need to be taken for a person who he or she chased their dreams. We
We need to work harder and harder so that we can achieve success. When
Dikshita, you come to.
As you say, that hard work always brings success. But I put forward an example in front of you. Hundreds of students or athletes, you can say, come up to the Gopichand Academy. But one can only become PV Sindhu. It's not only the hard work, it's the destiny which also plays an important role in success. But my dear friend, in happiness, it's all about what we control, our mind controls. It is not dependent upon destiny or anything else in this universe.
When is a person happy? When is a kid happy? When his or her parents are proud of that particular person. When the society feels that this is the person whom we can rely on. When are we happy? When our parents can proudly speak about their kids. Yes, my daughter is an athlete. Yes, my daughter is a doctor. Or yes, my son is an engineer.
I truly believe. But for success, two things are really needed. One is destiny, and other thing is to have belief in oneself. Believe in oneself.
When do we believe in destiny? If we believe in destiny, today we won't have the toppers of Don Bosco. They did hard work, that's why they scored 98, 95, 96%. That's why we have many toppers.
The limited round is over. There is a request from all the speakers moving forward. After 3 minutes, the 1 minute time that is given for rebuttal, both the opposition and the treasurers are supposed to speak at the same time during the rebuttal. They will not be given 1 minute for the opposition to present their arguments, and there will not be extra time given to the treasurer's bench to counter the arguments. So I have a request for everyone to keep their rebuttal short.
They were starting. That's why today we are so proud of the people. There are banners in front of our school that these persons topped Don Bosco. They topped class 10. They scored 90%. We are so proud to say that these students scored 90%. Why? Just because of their hard work. I believe that success precedes happiness.
No. Let me put an example for you.
Dikshita, your arguments are over. I clarified it. For one, you will only be given 1 minute for the rebuttals. We will now be moving on to the next speaker from the opposition. Now we have the next speaker from the opposition bench.
Taking permission from the House, I would like to put forward a suggestion and a kind of guideline to the participants. That technically, when the particular participant will speak out or give their views, within this period of 4 minutes, 3 plus 1, you have to remember that 1 minute or little more than that is allowed for rebuttal. For rebuttal, actually, there is no need of any other interference. I would love to say to the speaker, ma'am, please, you need not give them a reminder in between that it is a session for rebuttal. They must know that they have to present the argument, the clarity, and also credit is given for rebuttal. So while speaking out, all the participants should remember that part. But in between, if suddenly it is said now it is rebuttal time and rebuttal time is over, then perhaps the spontaneity is lost. And thereby, what I would love to suggest is that you take it for granted that you will be given 3 plus 1, 4 minutes time, and while giving arguments, you will give your views and then also the counter arguments to be any other member who has spoken against the particular group. So if you are in the treasury bench, you will give a rebuttal to the viewpoint of the opposition bench, and if you are in the opposition bench, you will give a rebuttal to the members of the treasury bench. Am I clear? So in between, there should not be any division of a rebuttal session and argumentation session. That will mark the spirit and the spontaneity matter will be lost. So this is my suggestion. I would love to request my speaker to take care of this particular part. Then the House will enjoy that, I think.
Moving forward, there shall not be any specific announcement for when the rebuttal time shall begin. So, I would now like to request the next speaker to present our argument.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, judges, for your valuable suggestions. Now I would like to move forward with my opinion. First, we need to know about the term success, and with that, we also need to know what is happiness. What do we mean when we say success? Success does not only mean financial success. I have seen my opponents benchmarking success as being Bill Gates. I am sorry, I don't have that much huge net worth, but I can say I'm successful as a student. I'm studying 6 hours every day. I'm completing my homework. I'm living up to the expectations of my parents. I consider myself pretty successful. Now, happiness. What is happiness? It is an emotion. It's a reaction. Today, I am here participating in front of you all, father, sister, speaker ma'am, my opponents, my teammates, and the audience. It's a success for me. From my school, Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya, today I am here in Don Bosco, one of the most prestigious schools of Silchar. I consider myself a successful student. It doesn't matter if I win the debate today or not. But for me, my success is presenting myself at the best peak today. I'll not be discouraged or not be unhappy if I don't win. Because for me, the definition of success is presenting myself. But there may be another AB. I'll not name anyone, let's take AB, a person AB. For him, winning today is very important. For him, that is the epitome of his success. He will be discouraged and be unhappy when he loses. But, like you said, like my opponent said, the percentage of unhappy people in this world, we talked about this. So, it is our responsibility how we define our success. Lakhs and lakhs of students, crores and crores of students apply for IIT, they prepare for JEE Advanced, but only a few of them get into IITs or prestigious engineering institutes of India. Now, if they stop studying after that, if they have a reaction that, oh, I failed IIT, I failed JEE, I'm not able to get into my dream university, I should quit. Are they successful? No, they are not. But at that time, if they think, if not IIT, I have some university, I have NIT, I have many more. Why don't I try? If they don't redefine their meaning of success, they will never achieve that happiness. As humans, we all have, we expect a lot from ourselves. It totally depends on us how we dream for success. I don't say that success is more important than happiness. The two play a very important role in our life, but in no way I can agree that happiness is more important than success. Me being a student, a teenager, I definitely like to play with my friends, go out, party, but of course I won't bunk my classes because in the future I'll have to beg if I do so. So I'll study. I'll prefer to grind the next 5 years and then be happy with my family.
And if I am successful in the future, I'll be able to contribute to the society, because as a human, I am not only responsible for myself, but I am responsible for the nature, for my environment, for my social terms also. Do I have some time for liberty now? Ma'am, I have oppositions if they have any counter. Yes, you please come.
You can give rebuttal, you can go for rebuttal. Then there is the final.
So something that the opposition bench has been doing is altering the definition of success for the sake of happiness. When we are in a debate, we cannot linger on our own opinion and define success in terms of being subjective and normative. We should consider the standardized definition of success. Success is not about having a roof on our head, having 3 square meals a day. Who are successful people? All the famous figures you see here are successful people. Also, another point that my fellow opponent Dikshita has raised, that getting 98% has made the entire school proud, and the student herself or himself very happy. Okay, that was for a very short period of time. Now consider the student who has gotten 98%. He or she will tend to set high bars for themselves and will not settle for anything less. Which in the future, if they might get less than 98% in their 12th boards, they will be very disappointed with themselves and they won't be able to accept it that I was a topper once back then and now I am settling for something less. So that will create a sense of unacceptance within them and will make them very unhappy. In some extreme cases, they might want to also give up on their lives. Will that form of success help them? Will that form of success stop them from the unwillingness to go on with their lives? Will that 98% matter? The only thing that will matter.
The percentage is like a life never stops. Till the day we die, it continues new challenges every single day. The percentage, if I know I scored less in class 12, if I know I scored less in class 12, the particular person, he or she might know that yes, I can score more. This won't discourage that particular person, but would encourage him or her that yes, I can score more if I make a little more sacrifices.
What if he or she gets maybe is not able to score as good in their other attempts of examinations? It can happen. Success is a failure is a part of life. It can happen. Will they not be discouraged?
There is a quote. Failure is the pillar to success. Once you fail,
How will that?
please let me please, please have the opponent. Let me complete. Failure is the pillar to success. Once someone fails, it doesn't discourage that particular person. It motivates them. Yes, I can do it. If my friends can do it, if my colleagues can do it, if other people can do it, why can't I? We share the same everything. We have the same human brain. We have the same hands. We have the same legs.
But if we focus so much on success, it creates a vicious cycle. If we compromise everything, if we compromise our own happiness, we'll be trapped in a vicious cycle.
My dear opponent, listen to me. Like I said, it depends on myself. What I dream for myself.
We're not altering the definition of success. What is the sake of
We are not altering the definition of success. We are redefining.
Also, the team leader in the beginning of the speech has denied that I don't think success is more important than happiness.
Excuse me, I will say so.
The leader of the opposition.
Success. The definition of success is accomplishment of a set goal, and success is different for everyone. For you, success might be happiness, but for me, success means percentage, because I want to see my parents walking in the streets with
rebuttal is to be answered by the speaker who had given the previous deliberation. It is not open to the entire bench.
Ma'am, suppose person AB has given their opinions here, so the counter should be to the opinions of that person only, right? Not to the
No, the
previous.
counter can be to the entire opposition's statement, but the counter shall be answered by you.
Yeah, so like just now I put my opinions, but the question was asked to her. So that should not be the case, right?
Yes, that should not be the case. Only the previous speaker who had been presenting their session will be allowed to answer the rebuttal. So I would like to request all the debaters to keep this in mind and not jump in during the rebuttal round until unless they have been addressed.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I have some submission. What I have observed, that our respected participants are not properly aware of the ethics of debating. It is not the way of debating. Whenever you come to take part in a debating competition, you must remember that whatever arguments you put forward as a team of the opposition or treasury, rebuttal will come from that side, from the particular participant who will come to talk. It is not important that if someone speaks countering the argument of another speaker, that speaker should stand up in between to make counter arguments. It is not the system. So, in that case, we will have to be very much merciless in not giving proper credit to the participants. Please remember it. You must know the ethics of debating. That is very important. You have your marks for your knowledge, for presentation, for crediting, for argumentations, rebuttal, so like that. So if speaker one speaks out something from treasury bench, and even if the particular speaker speaks something targeting your member, then another member who will come next, he will give a rebuttal to that particular point. It does not mean if it is addressed to A should stand up in between and go on giving counter argument. That is not the thing in debating. So please remember it. I know that you are still very young, you are yet to know all these things, but you are going to make it a kind of commotion in the house. This is not the way of debating. So please remember that if anybody speaks out from opposition and treasury, whenever the next speaker will come, it is a teamwork. Because ultimately you know that there is one prize for the best school or the best team. So we want teamwork from that. If the leader of the treasury opposition is to give some feedback on a particular rebuttal to one of the participants of this group, then you could discuss among yourselves. It does not mean the leader or any particular member who is targeted, he should stand up and go on giving counter argument which makes a kind of altercation before the house. This is not the way of debating. So I don't mind right now, out of your ignorance you have done it. We are not going to discredit you, but it is a caution to every participant. Please maintain the ethics of debating. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for clarifying this. It is again my request to all the debaters today that the counter shall only be for their bench, but not during the time of somebody else's rebuttal. You will all be given opportunities. I thus urge you all to place trust in your own team members to be able to face their own rebuttal rounds. Now, I would like to request that...
Because the leader of the treasury bench and leader of the opposition bench at the end will get 2 minutes. So whatever you have to say against a particular argument, the leader of the treasury bench and opposition bench will get the opportunity. So to sum up, so you will not be impatient. Please wait for that and we will definitely enjoy the debating here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
It is handed over to you. You can call for the name of the next one.
The next speaker from the Treasury bench is number 22, Bibhav Shah, VKB Silchar.
Thanks to all of you present here, respected media members, time keepers, judges, speakers, and all my brothers and sisters present here. I am Bibhav Shah, and today I am going to present my views on the topic, happiness is more important than success in life. First, let us understand what is the difference between happiness and success. Happiness is the inner state of mind, while success is an achievement which we can gain by ourselves working hard and various methods. Happiness and success are the two driving forces which have made us advance in the recent century. We can find evidences of the fact that happiness is more important than success in various fields of life. Let me share a fact that 85% of the successful people are unhappy. They themselves have quoted that they are unhappy and they are depressed. For me, happiness is greater than success. I am presenting here. For me, success is not greater, but I am presenting here that in a new school, new environment, this is a great opportunity for me, and I am happy about it. Let us understand that happiness is more important than success with an example. Two students, someone expecting 20 out of 40, but he is getting 35. He is quite happy since he got much more than the expected marks. But on the other hand, a topper who expects 40 out of 40, but getting 35, he might be unhappy because he got less than what he expected. So for two different people, the definition of success is different. The person expecting less but getting more, he is more happier than the person who is expecting more but getting less. Success and happiness are our priority, but we should not sacrifice our happiness for the sake of success. Both success and happiness are interrelated, but mostly happy people are successful. A great person, Albert Schweitzer, quoted that success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. Therefore, I believe that happiness is more important than success. I also believe that all happy people are successful, but all the successful people are not happy. Thank you.
A very warm afternoon. My friend from the treasury bank just said 5% of the successful people regard themselves as unhappy. May I know the source? What source you are speaking about it?
This was a recent survey done. I found it up in the internet.
According to me, so persons, let's take an example of Mukesh Ambani. According to you, is he unhappy?
He might be happy or he might not be unhappy. How?
So how you give the data that 85% of the people, that it's a majority,
Yeah.
that they are unhappy? How?
This was a survey done. So they took most of the successful people who were happy as well as unhappy. So there might be some people who were happy as well as unhappy because 85% were unhappy. So the rest might be happy as well. So we can't tell which category Mukesh Ambani belongs to.
So can you name some persons who are unhappy if they are successful?
I am not naming any person, but let me take. I have told the example of the class that two students expecting 20, another student expecting 40. From there, we can understand that one person is happy, another is not happy.
If the person is expecting 40, then he might have hard work in the past, so he is expecting 40. But as you said, the person who is expecting 20. The person, as you said, that he is expecting 20 marks in the examination, he might be happy, but if he doesn't get it, as you said, that a person that he gets 20 he's expecting 20 marks in the examination, and another person is expecting 40 marks in the examination. So their expectations are according to their hard work, or the hard work they pay to their work, and not on.
Everyone wants to be 100%, but they might expect the much they get. So, for example, here this person is expecting 20, but mostly everyone will expect 100%, but they cannot. It is their problem, another problem. they
As said by the member of the treasury, many successful people are unhappy. Did we ever try to know why they are unhappy? Their business is going in a proper manner. They have a lot of money. Maybe their marriage is unsuccessful, that's why they are unhappy. We can take the example of Johnny Depp. His marriage was unsuccessful, that's why he was unhappy. But his career was successful, so he came back to the cinema industry. Didn't he? His marriage was unhappy. Every aspect of this life requires success. Do we study for the exams just to stay happy? No, right? We study for the exam to pass the exam successfully. We study so that we can pass the boards successfully. So that our parents can feel, yes, my daughter, yes, my son has put some effort so that he or she can successfully pass. I would like to ask one question. 85% of the people are successful but unhappy. Did a single 85% of people say, why am I unhappy? Do I have any reason of being unhappy?
maybe their career they are successful and have achieved much, but they want to achieve much more than that what they have.
You said maybe means you are not sure that they can be successful. You are not sure they might be successful. You said maybe they are unhappy with their marriage or maybe they are unhappy with their career. Then how can you so confidently say that 85% of the people are unhappy when you use the word maybe?
They are unhappy because they want to get much more than what they have now.
Everybody wants to get.
Thanks, sir. Now I'd like to request the next speaker from the opposition's bench to come and put forward the views. Who's the next speaker? Now we have number 11, Mitrajit Mazumdar from Holy Cross Silchar, arguing from the opposition's bench.
Good morning, everyone. If happiness is more important than success, then my question is happiness in terms of what? Since the notion of happiness is a relative term and has no different meaning, the term happiness differs from person to person and has different connotations in different contexts. A man who strives for his basic requirements for survival gets happiness by fulfilling his basic material desires. On the contrary, in ethics, happiness is the result of performing right actions irrespective in circumstances. One of the greatest exponents in morality, J.S. Mills, has said that happiness is the ultimate standard of moral life. In Gita, Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna that self-realization, which is the result of detachment from otherworldly objects, is the highest goal of life. This is the eternal happiness by performing one's swadharma. So, dear Speaker, I would like to question the Treasury bench to clear it out. What kind of happiness is it that they're talking about? Now, if happiness has a fixed definition, then a question arises: what kind of success is it that we're talking about? See, success is also a relative term, and if success has a fixed definition, then why do people strive for success? is it not for happiness? It means that the foundation of happiness is grounded on the means of success. If happiness is the goal, then success is the means or path to be happy. Path or means is more important than goal. As Mahatma Gandhi has said in his philosophy that means is after all everything. As the means, so the end. Hello?
You clearly mentioned that success is what brings happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past years, we have come across so many millionaires, billionaires, actors committing suicide, taking drugs. Despite of being so successful, having so much of money, why are they committing suicide? The reason is being stressful. You mentioned, all of you clearly mentioned that successful also means being stress-free. But let me tell you, all these people are committing suicide just because of being overly stressed. How can you explain that to me now?
By success, I don't only mean financial success. Success is also the thing you want to be happy in life. To achieve that, you need to be successful to achieve the thing that you need in life to be happy.
If we are successful, definitely there will be stress. And if we are not happy from heart, then a single obstacle will be enough to throw us away from the game of life. Sushant Singh Rajput, Pratyusha Banerjee, Jia Khan, all these people, all these aspiring actors, I have faced the same thing, have decided to quit their lives just because of the stress. Thank you.
No, in order to be happy,
Happiness needs us to work towards that goals. That's what we are discussing today. That happiness is more important than success.
you need something in life to be happy, right? Something in life to be happy. So in order, you need to be successful in achieving that thing. So you need to be
Give you an
successful.
example. People are not always successful which are happy. There are people who are not successful who are happy. You can take an example for Bollywood singers. They are not always successful, but they are happy, singing their heart out in the concerts, selling all their concert tickets. Yet they are not successful, but they are happy. What do you have to say about this?
I think the time is over.
Now I would like to invite the next speaker from the Treasurer's bench to come and give a delegation.
Once again, a very warm good morning to one and all present.
Now we have number 5, Deboshri Das from KV Silchar with a delegation.
Once again, a very warm good morning to one and all present here. From when we were little, we have been taught this one thing, that success leads to happiness and that happiness is the result of success. But is it? Is it when it's based on pleasing others and approval? Does fame, money and reputation always bring happiness? Imagine this. Most of the students in India aim to become doctors or engineers one day. Some really are passionate about this. Others do it because their parents want them. And some don't. They become doctors or engineers. They become successful. But are they satisfied? Happiness and satisfaction go hand in hand. Some of them might want to become actors or animators or whatnot. If someone's not happy, they're not living life. They're happiness is a lost cause for them. In another instance, imagine, they fail to do it. They fail to do what their parents wanted them to do. They fail to climb the ladder which the society thinks will lead to success. What comes next? According to the ADSI report 2021, around 8.2% of the students in our country die by suicide every year. I'm extremely sorry for that, everyone. That means we lose one child every hour in this country. Why? Because all our lives, we chase after our goals for some imaginary landmark for success, set by the society. But what we really chase after is happiness. We think that if we achieve this one goal, fulfill this one big dream of ours, we'll finally be happy. Every day, we have a choice. We can choose to follow a path where we'll be happy, or a path measured by others, a life lived in dissatisfaction. I'll take me as an example. I want to do a decent job, but I'll be able to do what I want. I want to be happy. For me, a satisfied life will be better than a successful life. You know why? Because our success, most of the time, is measured by others, whereas our happiness or satisfaction by our mind, soul, and heart. What we define as success is so vague in comparison to lifelong happiness. When you find real happiness, that's when you become successful, not the other way around. I'm not saying that people should not be successful. We all should aim to succeed in one given life, but without sacrificing our mental health and happiness. Now, there needs to be a perfect balance between those two. Either way, happiness is more important than success. Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, Iceland. Oh, I'm not just naming random countries. As the learned speaker earlier has said, that these countries house the happiest people in the world. And it's a surprise to no one that these countries are also among the most leading and developed countries in the world. And look where we stand. Our country lands at the 136th position out of 146 countries according to the World Happiness Report 2022. And look where we are in terms of development. You see the relation? In general, if people are happy, they will succeed in one way or the other. With this, I rest my case. Thank you.
As you said for suicide, being unreasonable for the situation, being unreasonable is not the answer for the situations of life. People thinking to cross the extreme line need to be taken to a person, he or she who chased his or her dream to become a doctor. If the doctor can chase his or her dream, why can that particular person? It's a question. We have everything in similar. We have same amount of cells, our brains work together, we sleep at night, we wake up at day, we eat food, we have everything in similar. The doctor might have failed for the first time, might have given for the second time. Then why can that particular student give it? Why? They are unsuccessful, just this way? That's the question. They are unsuccessful. No, my dear, no. The students need to be successful with their marks. In students' life, study is important. That's why the word students comes from study.
I'm not talking about students in here. I'm talking about general. If people are happy, they will be successful. Marks, you always have heard marks do not matter. You know why? Because if we are happy, we've put our effort, then we are successful. But what I'm trying to say here is that we try to chase after our success because we think that if we chase after success, we'll be happy. What we really chase after, I'm emphasizing this again, that is happiness. And I'm not talking about students here. Happiness comes from, it's an opposite sense of being. So I'm saying that happiness comes first and that happiness is more important than success. Any other questions?
Our learned speaker says that students commit suicide because they are unhappy. Don't you think that they commit suicide because of family pressure created by unsuccessful guardians?
Yes, it is. Because the
This is a note to the participants. Whenever you are addressing in a session, till it is dissolved, please throw your questions through the speaker. It is not a frontal combat that both benches are on to. It has a decorum. It is a house. The questions should go through the speaker. Right? Thank you. We are enjoying it. Thank you.
Now we have the Takshi Bhattacharjee from the Moscow School of Silchar presenting her arguments.
As my worthy opponent said, students commit suicide. Why do they commit suicide? Because they are unhappy with their marks, because they are unsuccessful in passing the exam. It means unsuccessfulness make people unhappy. The students commit suicide, like for example, the students who appear for NEET and JEE, those who are not able to pass the exams, they commit suicide because they are not able to pass it. They are unsuccessful in passing the exam. It means unsuccessfulness makes you unhappy. But if today he or she was successful in passing the exam, will he or she commit suicide? My question to you is, students commit suicide. You said particularly students commit suicide. They commit suicide because they are unsuccessful in passing the exam. We have seen many more students who are passing the exam successfully. They are happy and have been graduated as doctors. If that particular person would given a second try, he or she might have become a doctor. They might be successful in the next time. They commit suicide because they are unsuccessful. They commit suicide because they are unhappy due to unsuccessfulness. But once they are successful in passing the exam, they won't commit suicide. They would proudly say that yes, I passed NEET exam and yes, I am going to be a doctor in the future.
Do you think all successful people are happy? After they have become doctors or engineers, do you think they'd always be happy if they did not want to do it? They've come home exhausted and they feel like they haven't become this.
Why they come home exhausted? Because they work hard. They work really hard every day. They come home exhausted because they want to keep this position maintained in the society. Are they
Ourselves in the society. We're talking about ourselves. What is even life without? What is even life without being happy? Isn't the life worth it if you aren't happy?
It is his or her choice to become a doctor. It is his or her choice to become an athlete. Nobody is forcing you to become doctors and engineers.
Hello. You said nobody is forcing us to become doctors or engineers. Indians, most of the Indian parents are forcing their children to become doctors and engineers. If I know that I'm not good at doing something, then even if I become a doctor or engineer, I won't be happy from my heart. Then why should I become a doctor or engineer if my passion is something else?
Parents are not always wrong. Can you imagine the Silchar Medical College without any doctors and only athletes? Can athletes treat your injury? Can other professions treat your injury? Everything is required equally in the society. If doctors are required, engineers are also required, and athletes are also required.
Respected Speaker Madam, with your permission, I want to put forward a question to my opposition. I want to ask you a simple question. Why a person wants to be successful? Is it to attain happiness in life? Because happiness is the ultimate goal of a person.
They want to be successful. They want to be successful in life to attain happiness. You know why? Because once they achieve success in their life, nobody is able to speak or badmouth about that particular person. Your relatives would say, yes,
Indeed, a very thrilling discussion going on. And we would have loved to listen to all of you, but since we have paucity of time, let us speed it up. There should be some decorum, as I said. The questions should be not a frontal combat. Like, it's not a tutu meme over here. It's a house. Right? So the questions should be through the speaker. This is point one. Second, let us not make it more clumsier. Let's have each participant have their say. At the end of the entire round, like all the participants have placed their comments and points over the podium. We'll have time, as Sir said, we'll have time for counters, arguments and counter arguments.
Sir, when you say through speaker, ma'am,
Yeah.
can you elaborate what do you mean by this?
Like we have a question.
Yes.
So, respected speaker madam, that's the decorum, right? Respected speaker madam, through you, I want to place a question.
So I should not address the opposition.
Not directly. Not directly. It is not a frontal, it's not like two opponent parties are at a verbal level.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you so much.
So, speaker ma'am, can you just help us out with this, like speedy completion of the entire process? And we can have counter arguments at the end of everyone's, participation. Like, in between, if this hiccup starts, it consumes time. And we don't have all day over here to have other arrangements. Thank you so much.
Keeping in mind with the judge's suggestion, for the further rounds, we will not have the rebuttal at the end of each speaker's 3 minutes. We will have the rebuttal at the end of the entire bench's presentation. We will have it before the summarization. Thank you. Now we have number one, Mayuri Nath from Southland School, Silchar, representing the Treasurer's Bench.
Ma'am, before that, one person who has already put their 3 minutes, can they go again for one more time? Are they allowed?
Can you repeat your question?
Those who have spoken for one time, are they allowed to repeat? Are they allowed to go one more time?
Everyone is allowed to take part in the rebuttal round, but henceforth moving forward, after each speaker's 3 minutes, there will not be specific rebuttals anymore. We will give you time at the end of each speaker having spoken. When all of the Treasury bench members and opposition bench members will have spoken, we will have a rebuttal round.
One each from each treasury. Like say you are from the treasury, next there will be opponent. Like this, will complete the entire process, right?
Yes, sir. We will have one from the Treasury and opposition. As we are progressing, only rebuttals will be held at the last, at the completion of all the speakers. Thank you. You may begin, Mayuri.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker Ma'am, and all the members present here. So today I'll be speaking in favor of the motion that is happiness is more important than success. There is no doubt that success is a very important part of life, but happiness is a priceless emotion. In fact, it is believed that people who are happy achieve much more than people who keep serious sober demeanor. Therefore, we can see that happiness plays a fundamental role in achieving success. People who are successful, if are not happy, then they are missing on the joys of life. There will always be an emptiness, a vacuum in their life if they cannot relish their accomplishments. Success is great, but not at the cost of someone's happiness. Not always will success fetch you happiness. But if you are happy, then you have various chances of becoming successful. Obviously, success and happiness are related to each other, but running only after material entities is not a way to live because life is meant to be lived fully. I would like my opponents to come out of their obsession with the word success and focus on happiness. Because the Holy Gita says that we have control over our work and not the result. So why shall we wait for the result to be happy when we can be happy throughout the journey? And moreover, we all know that happiness is the key to success. So I want to declare it
Now we have number 30, Shaheen Ahmed from KV Silchar from the opposition's bench.
A very warm good afternoon to all of you. Coincidentally, my first statement is the answer to their statement. The tragedy friend is constantly asking the definition of happiness. So may I enlighten them by saying, psychologically, when the positive feeling of one's take over the negative feeling, it is defined as happiness. And scientifically, when the hormones like dopamine, serotonin activates in a human body, it makes a person happy. To activate these happy hormones, activities physically or mentally needs to be done. That activity, for example, playing, singing, dancing, etc. needs to be done, then only you will be happy. When you dance, when you sing, you are successful, then you are happy. Success always comes after, happiness always comes after success. Let us take an example from the recently held Commonwealth exam. Players like PV Sindhu, they successfully won medal which made the entire nation happy. I would like to ask the tragedy bench. You were happy when she won. Yes, you were, because she was successful. Also, the most happiest country in this world is Finland. Why are they happy? Because they have well government, they have well governing leaders, well functioning public services. That's why they are happy. For ambitious people, happiness comes after success. People dealing with depression, anxiety are cured because we have successful therapists and psychologists. Success do takes hard work, sacrifices, but at last it gives a feeling of satisfaction. Also, our learned speaker mentioned Mother Teresa. I would like to say, Mother Teresa was successfully devoted to humanity. She was successful towards humanity and even won the Nobel Prize. Also, learned speaker mentioned a successful actress Deepika Padukone was depressed. Learned speaker, she went to the therapist because she was unsuccessful in her personal life. Also, she mentioned Michael Jackson. Learned speaker, Michael Jackson used to be happy while he used to meet his fans. My friend, you should watch his videos where the joy is in his eyes. Also, you must watch the happiness in the eye of his fans where Michael Jackson was singing. He was a successful singer, that's why his fans were happy. The next speaker says success brings stress. No, success brings satisfaction. Also, we come into the life, we should, as I said, that to activate the happiness hormones, we have to do an activity. That activity is our aim to life, and without an aim in life, a person has no purpose in life. Also, she said they commit suicide. Don't you think they commit suicide because their parents are unsuccessful? As a parent, if they were successful, they would have made their children happy and they would have never committed suicide.
Thank you, Shaheen. Now we have Rajveer Das, number 13, from Don Bosco High School, Silchar, representing the Treasury Bench.
I would like to wish everyone present here a very good morning. Happiness is more important than success, and this topic is absolutely relevant for the day because not even less than 24 hours ago, we celebrated 75 years of independence, 75 years of happiness. If I were to ask you this question, what is the ultimate goal of our lives, success or happiness? Many of you would say happiness, because who does not want to live life happily? But if you say success, let me tell you, it is not the ultimate goal of our lives. There is no doubt on the fact that success does provide us with many materialistic things, the things that we want in life. But what we tend to ignore is that on the other hand, there is a smaller list, but the list which contains the most essential things that are the true reason for us to be happy today. We are talking about our families, our loved ones, our friends, and everyone who is the reason for us to smile today. And no amount of money can ever buy these things. Now, you might say that, why do I have to buy these things? I have my family with me. I have my friends with me. Why do I have to buy them? Now, let me answer that for you. When we are blindly following the path to success, we won't ever realize how many sacrifices we are making on the way, how many people are getting detached from our lives, all these loved ones slowly and slowly fade away from our lives. And then what? What do we have? Following success, what do we have right now? Nothing except for tons of money and depression. Ladies and gentlemen, depression is one of the most dangerous and major problems that the world faces today. And India is one of the most depressed countries today in the world. And it is quite commonly seen in children and teenagers today. And the reason for children being depressed is somehow it connects to their parents, directly or indirectly. First reason for children being depressed is both the parents are so busy and occupied in their lives that they do not have any time to invest in their children. And that influences how the child interacts with the society. I have seen it in my own family. Both my aunt and uncle are so hardworking that they do not have any time for their children. For my cousin's sister, and I have seen how she behaves. She does not want to interact with anyone. She does not want to go out and hang out. She does not have any friends. One more reason for children being depressed is continuous parental pressure for being doctors and engineers. In the second decade of the 21st century today, despite of having millions of opportunities, we just want our children to be doctors and engineers. Now, I would like to ask you a question. Could have Amitabh Bachchan become Amitabh Bachchan if his parents had told him to become a doctor? Could have Arijit Singh become Arijit Singh if his parents had told him to become a singer, if his parents had told him to become an engineer today? No, obviously not. That is why it is of utmost importance that we do what we like to do, the thing that gives us happiness, and that will eventually make us successful. It is high time that we open our eyes and understand that success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajvi. Now we have Vansh Goswami from Devi Masanpur to present the arguments of the opposition motion.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Happiness is just a feeling and not more than that. But success shows practical results. Success brings happiness. To prove it, let me take an example. Successful sport persons and great Olympic winners like Neeraj Chopra, P.V. Sindhu, Sakshi Malik, etc. are still achieving and making the country proud. They are happy as they are making the country proud. In fact, in spite of the fact that they don't get a cheat day, if they took cheat day to score happiness, India might not have won the medals we are getting right now. Successful leads to long-term happiness. As we all have celebrated the Independence Day just a day before, let me take a real-life example of our beloved Gandhiji. Gandhiji never took holidays to score happiness, but thrived getting India flying like a free bird. If he took time for scoring happiness, the independence might have delayed. Success is the gateway to happiness in the field we choose. Success brings respect towards us. Happiness is just one of the form of success. Happiness, as the result of being successful, it is so hard to find happiness in your whole life if surrounded with failures. Success can be regarded as the mother of happiness in many situations. At last, success is a journey, not a destination. Thank you.
Thank you much. I would like to remind everybody that the time allotted to each speaker is 3 minutes and everyone can make use of that. At the end of 3 minutes, there will be a bell from the timekeeper. Also, I would like to request the audience to please maintain decorum because it is becoming difficult for me to hear the arguments from the debaters. Thank you. Now we have speaker number 8, Naveni Nath Chaudhary from DPS Silchar, arguing for the Treasury bench.
A very good morning, respected Speaker Ma'am, esteemed judges, the audience, and my fellow participants. I, Navini Nath Chaudhary from DPS Silchar, is going to speak for the motion on the topic, happiness is more important than success, and I agree with that fact, as happiness is a state of mind which is not related to the fact that you have to achieve your goals in order to be happy, because if you are pressurized from the society, if you are weak or if you are achieving your success for meeting the society's expectations, then my dear friend, I'm sorry to say that you are not going to be happy in the future. Happiness is a personal feeling, but it has the power to inspire people around and instill the lives into the souls of the student ones. Now let me relate this with a saying or a new trend in the society that success is equated with economy. Am I wrong? No. Success in many factors is equated with economy, and I would like to oppose that, because if you are achieving your dreams based on your desires, the happiness which we get when we think of our dreams, that instills the passion in us to work and then receive success. But you are telling me that success gives us happiness. After success comes happiness. But here we are not talking about which comes first or which comes second. We are talking about which is more important. Happiness gives us passion to work, to get successful, and we get successful for being happy. So it's a complete circle of happiness and success that starts and ends with happiness. So I would like to state that happiness is the key to success, and we get successful for being happy. Now, you are talking about marks. Marks scored in the examinations matter. It does matter. But for each and every student, it is different. There are students who score above 90, who score below 15. So are you telling that they are not successful? There are examples of people who score less but then get successful in life. If I talk about Ronaldo, he was not good in studies, but he got successful in the field. He chose what he had to do. His passion was football, and which made him successful. And I would like to end this by saying that happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct of a life well lived. If you live your life to the fullest, then you will get the desire, then you will get the happiness you long for. Thank you. Thank you, Navini.
Now we have speaker number 20, Jyotiraditya Chakraborty from Maharshi Vidya Mandir Silchar, representing the opposition bench.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable respected speaker. The motion seems to be quite funny, as happiness without success is practically amusing, which cannot be delivered. I hereby stand up to speak against this motion. Happiness in every individual's life is somewhat enduring or momentary. Happiness of pretense is momentary, but happiness of success is enduring. It's totally enduring. Signs of success generates respect from other people towards you. To be successful is to do great things and to overcome various obstacles that may put you down. Success is the very actual indication of self-actualization. Success can give many solutions to any individual or society is challenged with. Once, Mr. Tomasio de Winston, a great philosopher, said that success has the potential to lead to long-term happiness. The more achieved you are, the greater confidence you gain, and the more confidence you have, the less worried you are. With less worry, there is more happiness. Happiness is one of the greatest forms of success, which embodies concrete achievement. Thank you. Now, every successful person were happy. Now I am giving an example. Let us take an example of Ratan Tata. He is a very successful person. Not in India, in this world. We can see his smile when he talks, when he gives lectures, because he succeed, fulfill. He fulfilled succeed. Those persons who are not fulfilled succeed, they may get another goal to be successful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jyotiraditya. Now we have speaker number 2, Sundata Das, from Capital School, Silchar, representing the Treasury Bench.
There is no doubt that success is a very important part of life, but happiness is a priceless emotion. People who achieve success, if are not happy, then they are missing out on the joys of life. Success is different for different people. Success is what we want in life, our goal. But if we don't enjoy through the process of achieving success, then we are missing out on a lot of stuff that make us happy, lot of enjoyable moments of life. What you want to achieve in life can be achieved without giving up on the very basic feelings that Almighty has blessed us with. Then why should one act like a machine who neither takes delight in enjoying doing things nor celebrates even the small successes of life? Success and happiness are directly related, but running only after material entities is not the way to live life, because life is meant to be lived fully. The opposition has said that a person who loves to sing makes that profession as success, but sometimes people like to keep their passion as their hobby and not take that up as a profession. Someone who loves to sing might as well get happiness from it, but that might not be the reason of their success. So I think happiness is more important than success. There are questions about marks. Now, opportunities, some students might have less capability. Their capability might be 80% and not 90 or 100%. Their parents need to be happy with what they have. If we keep working hard, we need to work hard. Of course, we do need to work hard. But if we work hard for something that's not in our capability, we're just being that will be unhealthy for our minds. A healthy mind leads to success, and a happy person has a healthy mind. So happiness comes first and success after that. If you are happy, you are successful. But if you are successful, you might not be happy. To justify this statement, I would say happiness leads to a healthy mind, and a healthy mind leads to a fun process of achieving success. Thank you. With this said, end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Somrata. Now we have speaker number 10, Riddhima Mazumdar from Daffodil School Silchar, representing the opposition's bench.
What is success? Success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Everyone has their own definitions of success. Some might feel successful after buying a big house. Some might feel successful after achieving a social status. Some might feel successful after helping out others. And some might feel successful even by living a very minimal lifestyle. Success is more important than happiness because it is beneficial. The more you study at school, get a good grade, go to a nice college, get a good degree in order to get a good job, it is more likely for you to be happy. Let's say you want a good lifestyle. We all want that, right? And we want to give our loved ones what they need or what they want. In order to do so, you need a job which pays you well enough to afford the lifestyle you want and also afford what your loved ones need. Just enjoying life and being happy won't bring you clothes to wear, won't bring you food to eat, and won't bring you a house to live in. Happiness is a state of mind. Hence, it is pretty short-lived. One cannot be happy at all times, as everyone has their ups and downs in life. In this competitive world, success proves to be more important than happiness. Now, as my opposition talked about materialistic happiness, let me clarify that success isn't always materialistic. It's being where you want to be, when you want to be, just living life how you want it, having an ultimate goal and being able to accomplish it. Success is how far you came from where you started and how well you have improved yourself. As a Einstein said, first be successful and then be a philosopher. Nobody will listen to you if you are unsuccessful. You see, wealth and success commands attention. Success talks, people listen. Regardless of how good the idea is to bring a change in the society or save lives, nobody will listen to you if you are not successful. When a successful man speaks, even if it's foolishness, the media, the government, everybody pays attention. Success, there's so much more to success than just money and fame. Success can be spiritual, physical, family, and most importantly, inner success. That is mental peace. With this, I conclude that success is more important than happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Riddhima. Now we have speaker number 18, Dilip Kumar Singh from Maharaji Vidya Mandir Silchar, representing the Treasury Bench. Students in the audience are requested to maintain silence.
Good afternoon to Honorable Speaker Madam. First I want to say that happiness does not depend on what we have, but it depends on how we feel towards what we have. We will be happy and miserable with much. We have listened that the oppositions are comparing success with things, so I want to say that things won't always make us happy. Not as money or positions or that perfect job. And even relationships as the oppositions are talking about Johnny Depp, I want to say that relationships mostly depends on happiness, not on success. And I want to add one more line there. Relationships necessarily make us feel happy when we are feeling the happiness within us. And happiness is the key to success. What we are doing, you are not definitely going to do on what it comes to relationships and success and happiness. And at last, I want to say that happiness is a choice. We can choose every day.
Thank you, Puneet. Next, we have speaker number 19, Madhushri Bhattacharjee from South Point School, Silchar, who will be speaking on behalf of the opposition's bench.
Good morning to Honorable Speaker Ma'am. Today I am going to speak against the motion. As I feel that the motion for our today's debate is absolutely ambiguous. For how can we prioritize one and discount another? Because success is the key to happiness. I think because success and happiness actually differ from person to person. As we all know, one of my learned opponents have said that happiness is a state of mind. Yes, I agree with the fact that happiness is a state of mind, but to get that state of mind, we need to make ourselves confident enough that we are happy. We need to be successful in every genre in our life. And I would like to convey I would like to request my treasury benchers that
Please take it easy. Okay? Don't rush up. Please take a breath to put your arguments.
as I think that we got independence because of the hard work of our freedom fighters for more than 100 years. And then only we are celebrating our 75th independence anniversary happily. And thank you all.
Thank you, Madhushri. Now we have the last speaker from the Treasury bench. Speaker number 9, Shayan Nath from Holy Cross School, Kabuganj.
Good afternoon to Honorable Speaker, judges and everyone present here. Today I am Shayan Nath from Holy Cross School, Kabuganj, is to speak about court motion. So, from so many times, we have been hearing about what is success. Now, I will be raising one question that how do we acquire success? So, the answer is that we acquire success because of knowledge. Now, how do we acquire the knowledge? Now, this is because when we are happy, according to the scientists, or it has been scientifically proved, that when we are happy, that is when we are in pleasant mood, that our brain operates more. As a result, we can do or we can grab knowledge very patiently. So this way we gain the knowledge. Now, according to APJ Abdul Kalam, knowledge leads to thinking. Thinking provides creativity. Creativity provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. So it makes great, that is, we became successful. So from this point, I would like to conclude that the main cause of success is the happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Sire. Now we have the last speaker from the opposition's bench, number 17, Ms. Kavita Sinha from Holy Cross School, Kabuganj.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. Success is much more important success is beneficial. Beneficial now in the sense, success gives you confidence and sense of well-being, ability to greater hope and leadership. Each of us in our life has certain aim and hope. If we achieve a certain aim and hope, we will ultimately be happy in our life. I can pull up an example like you are living with your family. You might not be successful, but your parents are successful. But how you will be depending on your parents? You might be thinking, my parents are successful, I am not, but I am living in a happy family. Your parents won't be with you for your entire life. You have to stand for yourself one day. And you will be standing there one day for that. If you achieve that success, you will be happy for your entire life. That's what I want to say. Success is much more important than happiness for this point, which I say now. Thank you.
Speaker ma'am, can we have the rebuttal from the leaders of the treasury in the opposition?
Ma'am, we had a doubt. Is only one person allowed to continue the whole rebuttal from each team?
Only the leader, as per what the judges have conveyed, only the leader will be presenting for the arguments for the rebuttal case. One representative, sorry, can be just one
Leaders,
representative.
either leaders or any representative of leaders.
So the participants are asking if there is another summarization after this by the leaders. This is the summarization and rebuttal. I want the benches to take note that there is no summarization after this. The rebuttal will be the final battle between the two benches.
And both sides, speakers from both sides will get 2 minutes each to place their arguments. 2 minutes.
The speakers from both the benches will get 2 minutes each to break down the argument and summarize.
Speaker ma'am, can we have a moment here within ourselves just to discuss some things? It is like a big distance between us.
What's the question?
Sir, can we have a moment of ourselves here, like just here in a circle?
Just select your leader who will be placing the arguments, counter. Right? You have to
For that only, sir.
Please make it quick.
Okay, sir. Can you go? Okay, sir.
Hello. Participants, you are not supposed to leave your chairs. Please discuss here only. You cannot leave the house. It is not dissolved yet.
Please sit in your seats and discuss.
Your honorable speaker is here. You cannot leave your chairs. Sit here, organize, and make it quick.
Come back to your chairs.
Come back to your chairs. Request you to take your seats and discuss the motion within themselves while being seated. Judges, there must be a question from the treasury bench that whether while the representative from each bench is speaking, the other representative can question them while their 2 minutes is going.
Honorable Speaker, thing is very clear and simple. There should be one from the treasury who will place the argument just to sum up the things. There will be one who will be the last speaker from the opposition who will be rounding up the things. That's all. In 2 minutes time for respective arguments. Let's make it very clear and quick.
As per what the judges have conveyed, there will be no interrupting the representatives of each bench. First, the treasurer bench representative will speak for 2 minutes, round up their arguments, and if they have any questions to put forth to the opposition's bench, they will place that through the speaker, and then they will conclude. And then the opposition's bench will be given 2 minutes to put forth their counter arguments and wrap up the statement for the opposition bench, and then they will.
Kindly make it very quick. Come up.
The benches are requested to please put forth the name of the leader.
Madam Speaker, can you intervene and just finish the things? Can you ask them to quickly come up?
The Treasury bench and the opposition's bench is requested to put forward the name of the representatives. Wait, 1 second. Dictionary 1 second. We shall now begin with the rebuttals. We have Dikshita Bhattacharjee from Holy Cross School, Silchar, representing the Treasury bench for summarizing the rebuttal.
Speaker, you have 2 minutes time. Please remember that.
Your 2 minutes will begin when you begin speaking.
You can start.
Okay, so I'm going to contradict the opposition bench. First of all, they say that they want to bring 98% marks to make their parents proud. But ultimately, a parent wants his or her child to be happy in life. That's the first point that I am putting in. In process of getting 98 marks, don't you think that we are having sleepless nights, sometimes affecting our health? We are losing the pleasures of childhood. Our grandparents and great-grandparents flew kite, knew the pleasant of the shower, but we are not able to enjoy it because we are running after this system of marks. Next, I want to put forward that my opposition bench has said about Michael Jackson. It's not I, my dear friend, who is confessing that Michael Jackson led a sad life. It's he himself who confessed in the opera interview, which you can check it out, that he confessed that he is undergoing loneliness and depression after being so successful. Next point which I would like to raise is about Gandhiji. Why did Gandhiji wanted to free India? Just to free us from the slavery, and slavery means unhappy. Ultimately, he wanted to make us happy. Why are all the successful people doing philanthropic work? They are successful. The reason is that they want to attain happiness in life. They are searching for happiness in life. And lastly, I want to conclude with a small example of Paralympics, where a person has failed in his health, but in spite of that, he can bring success. Why? Because he has a positive attitude towards him, and a positive attitude can only come when you have a happy mind. Thank you.
Now we have Diptakshi Bhattacharjee from Don Bosco High School, Sucha, presenting the closing arguments for the opposition bench.
As he said, from the treasury bench, the learner member said, today we celebrate the Independence Day. We celebrated it last year, it was the 75th Independence Day. Why do we celebrate the Independence Day? Because the freedom fighters were successful in attaining independence for the country. They were successful in attaining the independence for the country. You gave an example about athletes also. Today, Sachin Tendulkar is Sachin Tendulkar because his parents let him be, let him do, let him play cricket. As kids, we don't have financial issues. As kids, we are not financially stable, not we are socially. Our parents help us. Their support makes us what we are today. Today, we are those parents who go against your will are actually unsuccessful in being good parents. They were unsuccessful in becoming doctors and engineers. That's why they want you to become doctors and engineers in place of them. Did we ever try once to communicate with our parents that please let me become something what I want? They are at last parents. They will accept the fact that you want to become something because it's your career. They know that it's your career, it's not theirs. Today, Neeraj Chopra is an athlete. He used to never play javelin. He was obese. He just wanted to play javelin. He asked his parents and his parents allowed him. That's why today he is the first Asian to win a gold medal in men's javelin throw in Olympics. Einstein was happy in his life, but he still had knowledge to find out relativity theorem. You said knowledge is happiness. Einstein had an unhappy marriage. He got married to his cousin. He had an unhappy marriage, but he had the knowledge to bring out the relativity theorem that solved millions of problems today. If there was no relativity theorem, we wouldn't have solved so many problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Diptakshi. Excellent arguments were put forth by both the benches, the Treasury bench and the opposition bench. And we touched upon the topics of how happiness through, though personal, is affected by external factors as well, and how success, though always defined by external factors, is also in a non-traditional way defined by an individual. Compelling arguments were also made in regard to how the stereotypical poor but happy and rich but unhappy is not relevant in today's day. The burden of success and the leading emergence of cases of depression and anxiety in highly success-oriented careers were also brought forth. Also, how the success of one person brings happiness to many people creates a conflict as to whether success is the end goal or is it happiness. All the debaters have proved their mettle today in the arena. Now, I would like to open the motion up to the audience and would like them to make a decision as to whether the motion was upheld or defeated in today's session. I would like those in favor of the motion that happiness is more important than success raise their hands in the audience. Now, I would like all the people who are against the motion that happiness is important for our success, that is, they believe success is more important than happiness, please raise your hands. As per the show of hands in the audience, today's motion has been defeated and I declare that success is more important than happiness. Congratulations to all the debaters that took part today. May the best debater win. And now I would like to hand over to the judges and the anchors for the further proceedings.
Thank you so much. It's been an enthralling session. young minds tussling over this very, very interesting topic. Just give us 5 minutes to set the things in place. We'll be announcing the results. Thank you.
I now request the participants of the debate competition to be seated amongst the audience. That was a wonderful debate. Everyone did so well. I am indeed very happy that I was able to witness such a great event. Thank you to all the judges, the speaker, the timekeeper, and of course, all the participants and the audience for your time, encouragement, and support. The judges will be announcing the results in a very short while. Until then, let us get ourselves entertained with a short cultural program. We love to sing as we can understand that there is something positive and something healthy in singing as well as listening to a song. So, may I call upon Sir Matthew to draw the strings of our heart and add his soothing voice to cherish our souls by chanting a beautiful song.
good afternoon, everyone. The song that I'm going to sing is a gospel song as we commemorate the centenary arrival of the Celestian in Northeast and also the birthday of Don Bosco. I would like to dedicate this song for everyone. I hope you will like it. I'm not so well prepared, but still I'll try my best. You are filled with compassion and mercy and grace. With your banner of love over me, I am longing to see you one day face to face and to be with you endlessly. Lord, how lovely you are to me. Lovely Lord, you are all to me. Lovely Lord, full of purity, worthy of honor and majesty. Lord, how lovely you are to me. You are bright as the sunrise and fairest of all. Unto you all the glory will be. You are God of creation and Lord of my life. I will worship you faithfully. Lord, how lovely you are to me. Lovely Lord, you are all to me. Lovely Lord, full of purity, worthy of honor and majesty. Lord, how lovely you are to me. We will worship the name of the holiest one. We will worship your excellency. We will give you the glory for things you have done and be thankful eternally. Lord, how lovely you are to me. Lovely Lord, you are all to me. Lovely Lord, full of purity, worthy of honor and majesty. Lord, how lovely you are to me. Lord, how lovely you are to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dancing is surely the most basic and relevant of all forms of expression. Nothing else can so effectively give outward form to an inner experience. Let us now get ready for an alluring folk dance by our very own students from Don Bosco.
Fourth year of this event, I guess. It will be good if you can just give us a release kind of thing for that event. Occasion, 100 years. Mention about the purpose of organization. Card. WhatsApp.
This
are called upon to perform. So, may I request Sir Manoj to come on the stage for a mesmerizing song performance.
तुझ संग पे लगाया ऐसा, तुझ संग पे लगाया ऐसा, ओ रहा मैं फिर अपने जैसा, ओ फिर अपने जैसा, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा तेरा नाम इश्क, ये नाम इश्क, ये नाम इश्क, ये इश्क, ये इश्क, इश्क, अपना नाम बदल दूं या तेरा या छोड़ के सारी याद में मेरा उठा लूं, बस एक रहे मेरा काम इश्क, मेरा काम इश्क, मेरा काम इश्क, मेरा नाम इश्क, तेरा नाम इश्क, मेरा नाम, तेरा नाम, तेरा नाम इश्क,
Winning is great, sure, but if you are really going to do something in life, the secret is learning how to lose. Nobody goes undefeated all the time. If you can pick up after a crushing defeat and go on to win again, you are going to be a champion someday. We have champions who presented their talent in front of such a big audience. Let's have a big round of applause for all the participants in all categories. May I now request Reverend Father Surjan Tiga to come on the stage, and also the judges of the debate competition announce the results of the debate competition.